Coming up on Don't Lift Off.
And I bought it from Switzerland, and I paid 50 grand for it, which was a bargain really. It was ex-Marcus Grönholm car.
Okay, so that's back into the Grönholm colours now?
Yeah, it's back, yeah, this car actually won New Zealand Rally in 2007. This car I've never used myself in competition, very famous car, ex-Hannu Mikkola.
Beautiful.
1984, Hannu Mikkola, Arne Hertz. Hannu Mikkola's actually driven this car quite a few times. GT3 Touring, which is a nice car. Yeah, I've always loved Ferraris. This only literally arrived 2 weeks ago. I've actually sawn it because it's 5.5 grand road tax on it. So. I decided I wanted a helicopter.
How did you end up getting a Formula One driver as your helicopter instructor?
You'll see that Labour MPs are actually banned from my pubs. We managed to roll it. It was a great roll. You should see it on YouTube. Right. Steve Perez roll.
Okay, I'll dig that out. I'll stick that on the edit.
With Josh Burton.
Right. Welcome back to the Don't Lift Off podcast. So today I'm heading down to meet a fella called Steve Perez. Now, Steve is the founder and chairman of Global Brands Limited, which is a leading independent drinks company based in the UK that has, according to their website, a £90 million turnover. It has 15 brands, including the likes of Kick Energy Drinks, VK vodka and fruit juice mixing drinks, Franklin tonics, Amigos, which I believe is a tequila of some kind, as well as, throwback to the 90s, Hooch alcopops, which he's reintroduced back into the UK. Love a bit of 90s. VK were actually a sponsor of a team in the World Rally Championship for a few years, and Steve now has his own team, the Kick Energy Rally team. Steve is also a rally driver. He's been a rally fan from the 1970s, 1980s, and then became a co-driver at local rallies and then nationally, and then became a driver himself in the early noughties. He's won 3 national rally championships from both modern and historic rally cars, and he's making waves on social media just recently with interviews on BBC and Talk TV, and also is a regular on GB News. And along with Jeremy Clarkson, he's banned Labour MPs from his 2 hotels and his restaurants just on the edge of the Peak District. So anyway, I'm looking forward to going to see Steve. He's got also a fabulous collection of rally cars, so I'm really looking forward to go and see what's in his toy box and just go and find out a little bit about the guy and what makes him tick, what he's found out about life. So I hope you enjoy the conversation, and if you do, please like and subscribe and share this with anyone, any groups, and also let me know who you'd like to see on the channel. All right, enjoy the conversation.
Yeah, so we're down on the estate here. We're very lucky here as because we've got loads and loads of tracks, and we've got about a mile of tarmac, and I'll show you briefly. I'm not going to drive all the way around, but we've got about 2 miles of rally track. So this is where Seb learnt to drive in our little bit of a forest we've got here. But we've got he's quite good. So this is
2 miles of track.
Yeah, this is a hangar here,
right?
Where we used to land the helicopter. Now, before at one time, when it was rich. Times are tough now, and this is a rally track. We did a lot of recording for Sega Rally and stuff like that.
Oh really?
Yeah. So it's
back in the 90s. What, it was in the arcade game, or?
Yeah, no, well, Sega Rally's still going, isn't it?
Right.
So the Sega Rally game, yeah. But we'll use, which I'll show you later. We used, the Audi, the Focus, and what we did, they actually used it for they used it really for the just for the sound. Yeah, we did all the recording.
Right.
My car's going to get absolutely filthy. This is the worst day, but it's a great road here. We actually have once a year we have a road rally comes round here. So this forest gets used at night, and in the forest we've had a few crashes. We've had a few guys roll.
Where do they normally go off?
A bit further down, actually. We also have a few pheasants on here, but it's kind of quite, it's quite famous really for in terms of Derbyshire road rallying. It's one of the few tracks we can actually use.
Yeah.
So and I've always we use it as a shakedown because if we need to shake down, the Focus or the Stratos, we can just come and use these roads here, and it's quite fast downhill. Yeah, I'll show you. We call it Ben's Corner. Ben Smith rolled a BMW. Here he's a really good historic rally driver. Drives a Porsche 911. Right. And we're just coming up to Ben's Corner. He rolled it here when he was about 14 actually. Just on this corner. And we had a road rally car roll a bit further up here. And so nice couple of S's here. Yeah, can really get flying here.
Some decent ditches as well.
Yeah, ditches either side. A little bit of a dip here, and then we come down. Down here, and there's a really tight hairpin right here, which we use handy for practicing, testing. Testing the handbrake.
You're getting into full rally mode now, aren't you?
And it's absolutely. Now I've rolled up here just a bit. It goes really fast. I was with a guy called Jeff Bell, who's a Kenyan rally driver, and he was practicing in his brand new Ford Escort. And there's a little clip, and he clipped it on the right hand side here, started to lose it here, and ended up rolling it right here, and it was a day before the RAC.
No.
So his beautiful Ford Escort Mark II ended up being totally battered. And then we drive down here. We've got a jump coming up, and it's one way we test test the cars over this jump, bit of a water splash, which
this is cool.
Here.
Yeah, it's a lot more open here,
flat out. So this is flat out, and you've got hard square right here. So it's hard on the brakes here, square left. We just watch the ditch on the right. You can ditch up here a little bit, and the square right here as well, and it's actually really good, this is, because it goes quite twisty, and in the summer it's a good way of testing like radiators and heating on the particularly on the Stratos, because it overheats, and we found that cars can overheat because it's quite slow, this bit. Really slow. Right. There's not a lot of areas you can get a lot of speed up, so so it's
you're not getting any airflow through it to cool it down.
Really handy. This is a corner going the other way that Dan Sutherland from Dansport rolled on his first ever rally.
Really?
Put it in the ditch there, and he did it about 200 yards before he rolled.
You don't want to cut it with that pipe on the inside there as well.
Yeah, no, and you've got to because it's quite fast down this hill here, and up past what we call Pigwood. I've occasionally had complaints from the neighbours when we've been shaking down the Stratos. I've had the council moaning about it.
It's not the quietest car in the world, is it? It's hardly an electric vehicle.
Yeah. So, but according to the law, we are allowed to make as much noise as we like.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, 28 days a year. So,
okay. Yeah, right.
So look, why can't I make a bit of noise in my own back garden? Once or twice a year. Yeah. So yeah, and then
people would pay to come and see noises like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then you can do it. Obviously, can't do it in my Defender. You can do a sort of a handbrake turn here.
Yeah, this is your burnout. This is your donut.
Yeah, we've done it. Yeah, there's a great YouTube vid of Seb in the Ginetta, sort of doing donuts. And
I saw one in a Escort as well. I think that he said, it was like a preparation day or something. He called it.
Yeah. Don't let.
That's proper.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Got some kit here.
That's a new Dodge Cilindri.
Yeah.
I'll get the.
Is that like a replacement for the Roma?
That's a replacement for the 812 Superfast.
Okay. So what will that? Is that a V8 or is it a V12?
It's V12.
Is it V12?
Yeah,
They're still making them.
Yeah. It's we said that 812 was going to be the last one, but that is the other last one.
I should know this. I used to do quite a bit of coaching for Ferrari, but it's a little while. Yeah, I used to do test drives in Romas and other bits and pieces. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Show me what you've got then. So
right. Yeah. So this is my Ford Focus WRC, which I won the British National Championship Btrda, and won which was the last really of the national championships in this car. It was actually in kit colours, but we put it back to the original colours actually.
Right.
It's ex-Marcus Grönholm car.
Okay. So that's back into the Grönholm colours now.
Yeah, it's back. Yeah, this car actually won New Zealand Rally in 2007.
Right.
With Marcus Grönholm.
So it's one last charge through the final sector. In his bid to maintain the lead he's held since the opening test. He's actually punctured a tyre close to the finish. The run flat mousse has activated, so it shouldn't.
And then I won British Btrda Championship in 15, I think it was now.
Right.
And 05 as well. This car I've never used myself in competition. Very famous car, ex-Hannu Mikkola.
Beautiful.
1984, owned by, it was Arne Hertz, Hannu Mikkola, Arne Hertz. Hannu Mikkola's actually driven this car quite a few times. Very famous car. It won the Welsh Rally and also the Mintex Rally in 1984. It was also driven by Michel Mouton on the Circuit of Ireland. Short wheelbase Quattro.
If I have some emotion, of course it's the noise of the Quattro. I mean, nobody can forget the noise. Even today, I think we miss this kind of noise.
Short wheelbase Quattro, run by David Sutton back in the day.
Right.
Wow. It's very
lovely car.
Yeah, very special.
I see Seb drove this down at Goodwood. Did he?
He's driven it at Goodwood. I'm sure it does a lot, but
it's fine. I can poke it through the window. Yeah, nice. So have you played with it much yourself? You competed with it at all?
You know, the only proper rally I did in it, I did Rally Barbados in it when I first bought it.
Oh, really?
And I managed to get about 6 miles until I went straight on and hit a bit of Barbados Coral Road.
Oh, really?
And bust the radiator. Really hard car to drive. I mean, hats off to the drivers in those days, being able to drive cars like this, because it has a form of power steering, but it has an accumulator, and every time you use your clutch, it gives you more power steering. And it's also got a hydraulic clutch as well.
Really?
So you don't.
It's just unusual, is it?
It's very difficult to drive.
Yeah.
Very difficult. It doesn't want to turn in. Yeah.
Oh, doesn't it?
No.
Why is that? Do you think with a short wheelbase it would tend to do that? Why?
Big problem with this car, the engines.
I'm a rowdy boy trying to understand,
Well,
trying to actually pretend that he knows what he's talking about here.
The wheels are there, and the engine's here.
Right.
So you've got all the weight. So
you got a load of weight on the front.
But what you have got is loads and loads of power. Huge turbo, unrestricted, as they were in Group B. Huge turbo.
Yeah, I read somewhere that they run these, but they're really restricted. Is that the deal?
Yeah, you can use the long wheelbase now on some historic. But yeah, they are somewhat restricted. But this is Group B, so
right. It's a proper car.
It's about it is. You know, I believe it's the only short wheelbase in private hands. So yeah.
You know you've made it in life when you've got a scale electric car. That's,
yeah.
Either as a car or as a driver.
You know it's a famous car.
You've got a scale electric car, you're doing well, haven't
you? Yeah. So yeah, there's a bit of an eclectic mix here. So yeah, so this is a Lancia Stratos. This was the first Lancia Stratos I bought, which I bought I think about 20 years ago, and I bought it from Switzerland, and I paid 50 grand for it, which was a bargain really.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think it was a bargain at that time, and I brought it back here, and Tim Ashton, who was running me at that time, looked at the. We looked at the car and I said, God, it's just too pretty to turn into a rally car. So eventually found me a Group 4 car in Germany, which is the car basically we're running now. Actually, I'm really glad I didn't turn it into a rally car, because these cars now are selling at auction for 350 grand. So it's
a good investment.
It's ended up being a really good investment. Yeah.
What's it like on the road?
Terrible.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it really?
It's not a great car to
What's it like in terms of noise? Is it similar to the?
Yeah, it's all right, but it's not like the rally car. The gearbox isn't great. It's not. They built these cars. Yeah, it was a homologation special. It wasn't really built as we had to build. Well, you know the story about the Lancia Stratos.
No, I don't. Not at all.
So Jeremy Clarkson actually did a feature on him. Basically, what we did, he had to produce 350 cars for homologation purposes.
Right. Okay.
And what the Italians did, so we had about 150 cars, right, all parked up in a car park. Showed them the car, show the FIA the cars.
Yeah.
And then said, the rest of the cars are at another car park.
Right.
But, look, it's we're Italian, and it's lunchtime. So we have to go for lunch.
Let's go and grab some lunch. Yeah.
So we took them for lunch, and they had a long lunch, and then the FIA guys were saying, look, we really need to see these cars. Oh, don't worry, have some more wine. And so, while they moved all the cars to another car park.
No way.
And so while
there's the extra 150.
Yeah, so while we're saying 300, yeah.
Wow.
So Jeremy Clarkson does it really well.
Wow. Amazing.
There's another.
That's Seb's Ginetta Jr.
That's Seb's Ginetta Jr. up there. Yeah,
cool.
His first race car, which we've kept, and that's Seb's first rally car as well.
I saw the picture of that actually. Yeah.
Little Micra, and I think Dan's daughter Kitty is going to end up driving that in the next rally. So
nice.
Yeah, and then this is the tarmac version of Seb's used this car quite a lot in Finland and in Europe, I should say. Won the Lati Rally, which is a Finnish historic rally in this.
I think I saw some photos of that actually.
Yeah,
so is it just you use it on tarmac then, or do you use it on gravel as well?
Gravel now, because the problem UK regulations are quite different. Yeah, because you can use a narrow body on British rounds, which Seb won British Historic Championship in.
Right.
But we can't use that body in Europe. It's so complicated.
Right. Okay.
With what we can use and what we can, but this we can use for anything. Yeah, and it has. I mean, to be fair, we did a rally in Finland and it was beautiful, smooth tarmac, and then the next rally we did was in Asturias in northern Spain, and it didn't really. I'm just looking at it now. It didn't really do a lot of damage to the car at all.
What sort of year is this car?
So this will be 74.
74.
Yeah.
God. Year I was born.
Seb loves it. I'm not a big Porsche fan.
Is it 4-speed, 5-speed?
5-speed, yeah.
So is it
very noisy?
Is it? Yeah, I suppose. They pretty much run it as it was in period then, or is it?
It has to be. Yeah, it has to be by regulations. Yeah.
Mind you, some of the stuff that's run at Goodwood is kind of not quite as it was in period, if that makes sense.
This is a Ford Escort rally car, which is the last car I used. We did the Asturias rally, but I used it in Italy, the San Remo rally last time, and rolled it.
Right.
So I think I'm sort of running out of talent as I'm getting older. But it's back to looking beautiful. Seb actually finished second on the RAC rally, and his first ever attempt. He never realised. I don't think Seb appreciated what a great achievement that was, because it was his second attempt actually.
Yeah.
And to beat all those guys, and I think Seb was only like 19 then.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he do any rallying like before Ginetta Juniors? Because I read somewhere something along the lines of, back to his rallying ways. So what happened there then? Did he have
he did some of the micro really. He did junior rallying. Because you can do junior rally, at that time you could do junior rally up to 17.
Right, okay. So he started off junior rally and then moved across to Ginetta Juniors.
To Ginetta's, but we always talk about that. But as far as front wheel drive, the Mica. But of course, having gone around the rally track, he used to do a lot of sideways stuff.
Yeah. He's happy with it moving around then.
Yeah, Seb's very happy moving. I mean, that's why he's a really good historic driver, because with historic cars, cars moving around. You've got to be quite careful with the car gearbox and all that. It's not like a modern car where you can just rag it all the time. Yeah.
Well, a friend of mine, friend of ours, Chris Wood. So we're in a WhatsApp group, and then we have a get together sort of every year or every other year. And one of the things that he said to me, he said, young Seb's going very well. And they were showing he was sharing a lot of the times from the RAC rally and sharing a lot of the footage. And I was like, wow, what's Seb doing now? Because I hadn't seen him for like 10 years or something. And Chris said he's really taken to it like a duck to water. He's going really well.
Well, the question everybody asks, what do you prefer, rally or racing? You never really get an answer off him. I think he just like both.
Just likes going fast.
So and then sort of road cars, GT3 Touring, which is a nice car. Not my favourite car really.
So what's the touring element then? Is it got like a more
basically it hasn't got a coffee table on the back.
Right.
And other than that, they're just very harsh.
Right.
Just very very harsh, quite noisy.
Right.
I drove it down to Padstow. It was terrible.
Padstow. Love a bit of Padstow. I'm going down there in a couple of weeks' time myself.
It's just a long way in one of these.
Yeah.
But this is my new toy. You see, I'm sort of Stratos man. I've always loved Ferraris. And
so Stratos has got a Ferrari engine,
right? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So it's got the 24 valve Ferrari Dino engine in. Well, it's based on the Dino, and it's this only literally arrived 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
It's I haven't driven it on the road yet. I've actually sawn it because it's £5.5 grand road tax on it. So So I'm saving myself 500 quid a week while it's parked up, and I don't want to take it out of this weather anyway.
No.
So no, it's I think it's just beautiful.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Did you spec it up to have this interior as well?
Seb spec'd it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
So it's a Seb spec. Yeah. So it's quite unusual. Yeah, quite an
So
unusual.
the V12, is it naturally aspirated or is it turbo?
Yeah, it's all natural. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll fire it up actually. It sounds good. Well, it's bad side down. It's a flow, isn't it? In fact, I'm sure. Well, I have to keep it. Plugged in because I keep showing my mates it.
That sounds the bollocks.
Those all sound great, don't they? So yeah.
What colour of green is this as well? It's an unusual colour.
Something Italian. Yeah,
It's lovely, isn't it? This would be probably very comfortable going to Padstow.
Yeah. As I'm getting old, I need something a little bit more comfortable to drive around in. No, I'm looking forward to the weather getting better, being able to take it down somewhere nice. I
didn't know. Is that another Stratos at the top there then?
Yeah, that's one of Dansport's customers.
Okay.
He came back from the Silver Fern Rally in New Zealand, and it's
It's very pretty, isn't it? It's a lovely car.
Yeah.
Tell me about your cows, because it's a working farm as well.
Oh yeah, it's a working farm. It's a 500-acre farm, and we've got belted Galloways. We've got let's see if we can get around here. Around the back of see where all the cows are. Normally, we've got about 400 sheep, 300 head of cattle. We're blocked up with tractors. So all the cows are in here.
Oh well.
Yeah. We've got pigs in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all the cows here all go to supply my hotels.
Right.
We've even got turkeys in there. I'm gonna try something different. We're gonna put the turkeys on the
cows.
No, I'm gonna put turkeys on the menu in July and see what happens.
Okay. Yeah.
There's no reason why you can't eat turkey all year round. I mean, we do in America quite a bit, so everyone thinks about turkey just being for Christmas.
Yeah.
So it's
I bet you're watching Clarkson's farm with interest then.
Well, I think he copied my idea. Yeah, in fact that car, with Stratos, Jeremy Clarkson actually used my Stratos, but I had the farm before Jeremy Clarkson.
Right.
And I had the pub before Jeremy Clarkson. And I had the drinks business before Jeremy Clarkson. And I'm sure he said, I think this Steve Perez has got a good idea getting into farming. I think I'll buy a farm as well.
Do you follow Harry's farm as well? That's quite a good little chap.
Oh right, yeah. I think it's great what Jeremy's done for farming. Actually, I think he's done farming more good than country has done.
Yep. Well, he just lays it out as it is.
Yeah. Hope somebody's in here. So we're coming up to Dansport here. It's lovely Ferrari world in here. This is Dansport's current workshop. They're about to move, prepare all my cars. These actually, this one and this one aren't my cars. This is a just
328, is it? I'm guessing.
A Ferrari, 328. Yeah, it's going to be doing some European tarmac rallies.
So it's a rally car then,
yeah. Yeah, it's a rally car.
So these are all rally cars, I'm guessing.
Yeah, all rally cars. Yeah. This is when I was telling you earlier about Ben Smith, who rolled in the woods there.
Right.
So this is Ben Smith's Porsche. In fact, this car's out this weekend on the Riponian stages.
I should, at this point, I should ask you about the RAC rally, because tell me as if I'm which I am, but as far as rallying goes, I know the RAC is the Roger Albert Clark Rally, but for the benefit of people that might be watching the podcast that don't know about that, about the history and what that's about, tell me what that is as an event and why you do it and why it's held in such high esteem by rally drivers.
Yeah, I think
worldwide, I suppose.
Yeah, and it's gaining more popularity. I think the thing is about the RAC back in the day, in the 70s and 80s, was a 5-day rally, covering 1,000 miles of stages, or certainly 1,000 miles of road sections, probably 500 miles of stages. I'm just guessing there.
I remember going to Blenheim to watch it back in the day in the 80s.
Yeah, and it was so popular because the great thing about the RAC, it actually brought rallying to the people, which is what rallying should all be about.
Yeah.
And we used to run down the road at Chatsworth. It used to come up this road here. Yeah, we had service crews at the side of the road. And then, the WRC in their wisdom decided to have everything centralised, central servicing, and then we go out like a cloverleaf to stages and keep coming back to a central area.
Yeah.
This was to please the TV crews and all the rest of it. But what it lost was, the sense of adventure. The sense of being able to, man and machine and go through these very difficult conditions. I mean, when I did the RAC in the 70s, the first day started on the Sunday, and we did what we call the Mickey Mouse stages, which was like the Bledding Parish and Chatsworth.
Right.
And then we drove the whole of the next day, the whole of the Monday.
Right.
Throughout the day, to the whole of that night, whole of Sunday night, whole of Monday.
Right.
And then we would have an overnight halt Monday night.
Yeah.
We'd get 8 hours sleep. Next day, Tuesday, we'd set off again. We'd do all day Tuesday, all night Tuesday, and the rally would finish Wednesday afternoon.
Right.
So it was a really, really serious, hard rally.
Yeah. And up and down the country, like through Welsh Forest.
We would start in Bath and go through Wales, going to Scotland. And what's amazing, you think about the technology we had in those days, they were limited technology, but the cars were relatively reliable.
Yeah.
Compared to what you see today, and it was, literally millions of people used to go and watch it. It was actually, Britain's biggest sporting event.
Was it really?
And it's incredible. Britain's biggest sporting event.
And people used to just follow it round like an entourage, right? Book 5 days off work.
That's what got me into rallying, going out with my mates for 5 days, rent a motorhome, and you find a pub and park up, and then go and watch some more stages, standing Keeler and freezing rain at 3 o'clock in the morning. But the atmosphere was just amazing. I mean, that's what really sort of got me into rallying. That's what made me buy a Stratos.
Yeah.
I remember, being stood in the forest and just listening to, Sandra and I just could hear the Stratos echoing.
There's some really good footage that I've got of Seb driving it, and it's like handheld footage, and you can just hear this thing echo. It's like wailing through the forest. It's unbelievable.
Strange thing is, it has that special sound. We never really get it, even in European events. It has that echo in the forest.
Yeah.
Like nothing else.
Yeah. It's like a dragon or something coming through the forest, and then it comes past.
It is music, I've got hair standing on the back of my neck just thinking about it now.
Yeah.
Just being stood there as a kid.
Yep.
And I've been very lucky in the fact that I built a big business, a great business, and I've been able to afford to really to live a dream. And I suppose that's what I'm doing now. And it was where I kind of helped to market some of the brands as well. And I think it's really helped my business. And actually, I've sort of, not saying met my heroes. I've kind of met my hero cars, and actually, owned some of those cars, like the Audi Quattro, the ex-Hannu Mikkola Audi. I remember watching that on the Mintex Rally, in Yorkshire, that actual car, and I remember it now. And I own it. It sits in my garage.
Amazing.
It's a great feeling.
It's funny when you hang around the sport. I mean, I suppose for me, I'm just lucky that I've kind of bumped into and worked with a couple of and you're a bit starstruck at the time. I mean, I did a podcast with Kelvin Burt, a racing driver, quite well known, and I ended up working with him. I'm like, sometimes I pinch myself, just think, this is really cool. I'm working with Kelvin Burt, and he's probably just thinking, well, this is all right. It's just another day of work, but it's really cool to do things that you're passionate about and especially having your own like scale electric.
Yeah,
Mega.
Yeah, and this here is just this a Porsche 2-litre S. About 20 years ago, I was buying cars, and I remember I paid 13 grand for this car. I mean, it's a 911S. I mean, they were, 150 grand now, but we're just restoring it. We're putting it back to its original colour. When I had it was red, which wasn't the original colour, but we're going to go back all original. So
you can still smell the interior. It's like smells. Is this 60s or is 70s?
The 60s, the 67 car.
Right.
Yeah. So it's, but it was amazing. Really, you look at what these cars, what they actually did. Something's revving outside. I can hear. I don't know. It's amazing, really. But you drive these cars now; they're still fast and they're still great fun to drive. Like 60 years ago, it's just absolutely incredible what they managed to do. So it's looking a bit sad now, but it's gradually coming.
Yeah, it's in prep, isn't it?
Yeah. Gradually coming together. So
mega.
All right, so maybe we'll go up to the pub and we can. Well, it's a bit warmer and talk about some more stuff.
Yeah. Sounds mega. These are your Highland Cows.
Yeah. The great thing is about these Highlands, they just love this weather. Colder the better. They just hate it when it's hot.
Yeah. Do you have to like cut the hair or anything when it's hot, or they just get on with it? Do they?
No. Yeah. We just get. Yeah. We've got quite a range. Well, we've got those and the belted Galloways, which you saw there. They all winter inside, and all around here these are in the garden. So we produce all the veg from our hotels as well.
Okay,
or a lot of the veg in the summer, not this time of year.
Right.
But I've got an Italian gardener who grows the most amazing, tomatoes and aubergines, and it's like 2 miles away from just 2 miles away from the
hotel.
In fact, all these roads here we use for the road rally, so they get the road rally goes in front of the house and all the rest of it. My wife goes crazy because we kick gravel up everywhere.
Yeah, so tell me about this is the best thing. Is so I read on Mike Wild's book, or in Mike Wild's book, about him being your helicopter instructor. So how did that all come out? How did you end up getting a Formula One driver as your helicopter?
Right, because I decided I wanted a helicopter, and I was phoning around. I spoke to a number of people, and I found this helicopter which was for sale. And the pilot of the helicopter looked after it was a chap called Mike Wild, so I'd vaguely heard of. Because I'm not really a roundy guy.
Yeah.
And I started to chat to him, and he knew a lot of people I knew. And I said, I was a Formula One driver. Really? Wow, it's amazing. Wow. And we started to chat racing. And anyway, Mark did a very good job of selling me the helicopter.
Yeah.
And actually, I'd got no intentions at that time of learning to fly, other than I needed a helicopter to get around and stuff like that. And no, I was kind of interested, but I didn't buy it with the intention of learning to fly. And then Mike sort of came along, flippantly said, "Oh, and I could teach you to fly it." Oh, really? And then I said,
But aren't you a driver?
Yeah. I used to be a driver, and now I'm a helicopter pilot and a helicopter instructor.
Yeah.
And so it transpires. Mike ended up basically living with us for about a year.
Yeah,
while he taught me to fly, and because the problem with learning to fly, the weather's usually shit, like it is today. So Mike said, well, it's not worth me going home because weather's shit, but it looks nice tomorrow or something like that.
Yeah.
And this would carry on.
Just kick around.
And it was very convenient, because I could, the helicopter was at home, so I could sort of, take an hour or two off work and go and have a flying lesson.
Right.
And and he taught me to fly, and then we did a lot of flying, and he didn't know anything about rallying, and I knew very little about racing. So by the end of it, I learned a lot more about racing, and he also learned a lot about rallying. And he actually, and I said to him, why didn't you go and do a rally? Oh, I don't know about doing a rally. I've never done anything like that, mate. So we went and so I lent him my little 2-litre Porsche, and he went and he didn't fancy doing a gravel rally, so he went and did this rally on the Isle of Man, the Manx national rally. But unfortunately, he managed to put it off.
Yeah,
So I think he did all right.
Yeah.
I gave him a co-driver and everything. I think he was doing all right until he went off. But I did try to explain to him the big difference between rallying and racing. Racing, every split second counts.
Yeah.
But certainly when you're doing national rallying, it's not about you don't have to win every single corner. It's an accumulation of the corners over over a long period of time. It might be over 100 miles or so, and it's a gradual accumulation. So you can't you're not.
It can't be maximum attack all the time.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And there's all those kind of uncertainties. There's always the uncertainties of because you arrive at a corner, and even if you've done a recce, you don't really know what the grip's going to be like.
Yeah.
You don't really know that there might be a little bump which you hadn't seen and that kind of thing. So you always have to keep a little back in reserve. I mean, WRC has become far more sophisticated, whereby it's almost like racing, because
It's very much more precise, right?
yeah, I mean they do the recce, they have the cameras in the car, they go back previous rallies where they use the stages. I mean, it takes an awful lot of background work, but certainly in national rallying, people have got day jobs, you haven't got time to do that.
Yeah.
And it's quite difficult, these days, because of the cameras and everything. As soon at one time when you did a World Championship rally, which I've done, at least when it got to the end of a day of recce, which could be a long day, you go along and have a meal, have a beer and relax. But these days, they go straight to the bedroom and start going through the stages. And even on the road section, the co-driver will drive the car, and the driver will be going through what he's just done on the recce. It's very, very intense.
Yeah. I know it's like even the recce drivers are pushing. Was it the Monte Carlo rally they've just done?
Yeah.
And both the recce drivers, I won't mention Ryan Champion.
Gravel crew.
But they both went off.
Crew,
I have to say the conditions looked really bad.
They did. Yeah,
but I suppose if you're recceing it, you can't dawdle around at road speed. You've got to be pushing on to give the feedback.
Yeah, it's better you going off than the competitor.
Yeah. So here we are. This is your pub.
Yeah, this is the Red Lion and the Peakage Hotel. The story is here, is that it used to be my father's going back in the day. And in fact, I'll do a little walk around.
Yeah. Okay. Then.
Well, first of all, Anthony, I just need to check something before I can let you in. I just want to make sure you're not a Labour MP by any chance.
No, there's a good chance I'm not.
Okay, that's good news, because you'll see that Labour MPs are actually banned from my pubs.
This is amazing.
Because of the tax they've put on hospitality, particularly the business rates, and it's a campaign I've been very much involved in. So
Clarkson did the same thing, right?
Yeah, Clarkson's banned them as well. So here we are in the Red Lion, which back in the day was my father's pub and restaurant. As you'll see, it goes. So it goes back to 1788,
Oh, really?
Yeah, my father. It was my father's place. So back in the day, a few old pictures here. It was a very famous restaurant, and people came from that. This was back in the 70s, and there's my father over here. See, when this was my father's, this was a tap room. There was a dartboard there,
right?
But it was, and then what happened was, my father died when he was quite young, at 48, and it was a partnership, and it kind of went a little bit wrong. So I ended up actually leaving the pub. I worked in the restaurant, and I worked as a chef, worked as a waiter, and then I went to work for a brewery up in Leeds, Tetley Brewery, if anybody remembers Tetley's.
Yeah, Tetley, yeah.
And I did that for a while, and till I decided to start my own drinks business.
So what did you do for Tetley's then? Were you?
I was running pubs.
Okay.
Yeah, I was running pubs and clubs, and one day my boss said to me, he says, "You're doing a great job, Steve. How do you see your future?"
Yeah.
I said, "I want to be an area manager like you."
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, you got no chance." You've got no chance. I said, "Well, you haven't got a degree.
Right.
You need a degree to be an area manager. So the best thing for you to do is go and get a degree." So
you they told you to get a degree then?
Yeah, so I thought I didn't fancy going and getting a degree. Mm-hmm. So I noticed these imported beers doing really well. So I started to import beer from America, from Europe, and nobody had heard of Budweiser. I had to explain. This is a Budweiser,
right?
It out the bottle,
right?
And built up.
So that's before Budweiser was a brand in the UK.
Yeah,
wow.
Before anybody had even heard of it.
Right.
A few people might have done. And we brought in Sol and Corona. Got the idea of putting the lime in the neck of the bottle.
No way. Was that your gig? Was it?
Well, yeah, I was one of the importers. Yeah.
Right.
So we built the brands, and then.
How about Hooch then? Because that was something I used to drink back in the 90s.
Hooch was like, you could say, that was the first alcopop.
Yes, yeah.
And then when I started with VK, that was one of our main rivals.
Yeah.
And eventually, because Bass sold it to Coors, and they decided they wanted to get out of alcopops, and then we took it off the market, so helped VK to grow.
Right.
And ultimately, then I did a deal to license Hooch, and then ultimately I bought Hooch, so I now own the Hooch brand.
Right.
So that's all.
We've had crate loads down in the basement. Oh yeah, it's my number one alcopop of choice. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's VK was. I then came up with the idea of VK because I saw people drinking vodka Red Bull. So the initial idea was it was going to be called VB, but there was Vodka Bull.
Right.
And then I thought, I found out there was VB Bitter, so I couldn't call it VB Bitter. And then I kind of went through the alphabet, got VC, couldn't call it V because that was Victoria Cross.
Yeah.
Obviously, couldn't call it VD. Eventually I got to VK. I thought, oh, that looks all right, VK. And someone says, well, why is it called VK? Well, it's vodka with a kick.
Yeah. Okay.
Because a lot of people knew it was vodka kick.
Right.
So we started with VK. We were a smallish business then, and we turned over a couple of £1 million. When VK was launched, we then turned over like the first year like £8 million, the next year like £16 million, third year 35. We've actually doubled our turnover for 5 years.
Really?
So
when did that start? What sort of years?
So this was 99 actually. That VK was first started.
Yeah. Okay.
The year Seb was born actually, it was phenomenal. The success, it was great fun building the business, just growing so fast. I mean, the difficulty was with a business like that, just trying to fund it, begging my suppliers for more credit and all that, and eventually, the business started to make quite a bit of money, and I thought all I was doing was working, so I was just working flat out. I thought, and I need something outside work, and I used to be a co-driver back in the day.
Right. Okay.
That's how my interest started with rallying, from going out in the RAC.
Yeah.
And I used to co-drive for Alistair Sutherland, who was a quite well-known and very successful rally driver in the 80s, 70s and 80s, driving a Metro 6R4.
Right. Okay.
And I co-drove for him in a Chevette, Vauxhall Chevette, and also in a
70s. This, I'm guessing, this
will be like late 70s. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in an Opel Ascona.
Yeah.
Remember one of those? We did.
Yeah.
In fact, we did the RAC in an Opel Ascona. And then another guy called Steve Britton. And then I stopped I stopped rallying for a good probably sort of 10 years, from sort of mid 80s. Yeah. Because I was building my business.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was working hard, and I thought, I need to do something else other than work.
Yeah.
But I usually try to mix a bit of work and pleasure. So I thought, well, it could be a good way of promoting my business, promoting VK it was at the time. So I use it as a way of advertising. I think you get
it's a livery all over the car.
All the brands were but because I've been a co-driver, not really a driver, I didn't really expect to be a decent driver, to be honest. I thought, well, I'll probably be crap, and I surprised myself, and I won the British Historic Championship in my second year.
Right.
And maybe I think probably being a co-driver, having seen lots of drivers' styles, and as a coach, and very often I think co-driver can be a coach as well.
Yes.
Some drivers don't want somebody coaching. Probably I wouldn't want somebody coaching me now. Not as a co-driver, but at that time I used to sort of tell driver, you're braking too late, or you're braking too early. Or,
you just absorb it. Yeah. Well, that's so being as an instructor, I had a similar experience in that you can observe, and when you're sat with lots of different drivers, you think, you look at them, you think, I do that. And it just helps you because you've got that thinking time. When you're actually doing, you can't process it. Whereas when you're watching, oh yeah, he does that, and oh, that's a nice little trick that he's just learned, or oh, that's an interesting technique, and that's how you learn it. You say about you weren't really sure whether you'd be any good. It's very interesting. I've had conversations with racing drivers before that if they're sat next to someone, particularly in something like a prototype, like a Radical, for instance, which is a two-seater, you can very quickly dial into that car, having been sat in it in the passenger side all day, and you can set a datum lap. Even if within 2 or 3 laps you're set with your best lap time, and set a datum lap that would normally take you all day or take you probably 2 or 3 sessions to do, just from sat in getting used to the feel of the car.
No, I learned a lot as a co-driver. Things I noticed, like different drivers, if they didn't sort of get how, particularly in a forest, how the road surface can change. Some bits of the forest, the gravel's like really slippy, and other times you've got loads of grip, and just as it changes, and I'd say to the driver, come on, you've got loads of grip. Oh, and it would change. It kind of can change mid-stage. Yeah. Things like that I learned. It was difficult actually going on the other seat and actually listen to somebody, because I was learning to drive, really.
Yes, yeah, and it's trying to process someone saying something.
Shouting in my ear, and that's one thing a lot of racing drivers have difficulties with, is actually processing all of that. You're driving. You're thinking about the tyres, the corner, the braking points, and all the rest of it, and you got somebody shouting in your ear at the same time. And I think what happens eventually, it just becomes natural. It's a bit like learning a language. When you first learn a language, you translate.
Yes.
After a while, you stop translating.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a vision in my mind when listening to the co-driver of what the road is. And that's why timing is always very important. As you listen to a driver, a co-driver really knows, and you think, I can't understand what he's on about.
Yeah.
But if if a co-driver reads too early, you can't see that far ahead. In your
I was just about to
mind's
say,
eye.
does it? I would have thought it's better when they say earlier, but there's a certain optimum point. Is that what you mean?
If it's too early, next thing you're on the corner and you haven't got time.
Yeah.
You haven't got time to process for the corner.
Yeah.
Whereas if you've got a bad corner, you need it fairly early on. So the timing's everything.
Yeah. I suppose you only learn that with experience, do you?
Yeah, experienced co-drivers.
Yeah.
And that's why it's very difficult. Yeah, it's tough for co-drivers because you've got to get their experience, and it takes a while. You know, lots of to get a lot, and it's hard to get drivers who are going to take you. Very often, co-drivers pay a proportion of the entry fee or the entry fee, and to get to co-driver to get that experience.
Yeah.
And very often more experienced drivers don't want inexperienced co-drivers. I've tried it once or twice.
Yeah.
In fact, I had a good friend of mine, Andy Burton, in Rally circles. Andy Burton is a hero. He had his car that was called the Metro Cosworth 6R4. Or it was a Peugeot Cosworth. So it was a Peugeot. Just look at it. It was a famous car.
Right.
Peugeot Cosworth.
Okay.
Great drivers, great engineer.
Right.
And his son co-drove because he was a mate. Just for a bit of fun. And we managed to roll it. It was a great roll. Actually, you see it on YouTube.
Right.
Steve Perez roll.
Okay. I'll dig that out. I'll stick that on the edit.
Yeah. With Josh Burton.
Right.
But yeah, he was an inexperienced co-driver. Which happened. They got a note a little bit too late, and right speed, wrong corner. And
Right.
we rolled about 4 times.
This is like the old racing drivers gag. It's right lines, wrong circuit.
yeah, exactly. And those days, we rolled. And the great thing about those days, I had a helicopter, so phone Mike. Mike. What's the matter, mate? Yeah. Oh, we've rolled. This is our grid reference. Can you come and pick us up, mate? And so because trying to get a car out of the forest, in the middle of a tree is quite difficult. Be stuck there all day. Mike came along,
Picked you up,
picked me up, dropped the mechanic off. Who looked after the car and got home for a curry.
That's funny. So I was gonna big up Chris Wood. So how do you know Woody? Did you know him
Through
through
Ryan.
Ryan
Ryan
okay.
Champion,
Yeah. So I first met Woody when he was organising pro drivers for Cy Davison.
Right, yeah.
And I thought Woody was pro drivers. Cy was kind of a bit of a silent partner in the business, but I'll say now, and I'll say it again, that I've said this a lot of times, that he's the best manager I've ever worked for.
Right.
And it's mainly because I think is the way he processes information and gives information out.
Yeah.
It was completely unflappable. I'm sure there was, the old, wheels were churning around in the background, but as a worker, you just needed to know it was well organised. If you're doing an event, you knew where you had to be, what you had to do, who the client was, and that sort of thing. And I think that probably his background as a co-driver and the way that he processed information in a chaotic, adrenaline-filled, fast motion allowed him to be fairly unflappable when everything is happening all at once. And it certainly takes a certain type of person to be a co-driver.
Yeah.
What do you prefer, co-driving or driving?
I definitely prefer driving. The great thing is about rallying, it takes you to some great places as well. And unlike, I've done, we've said done quite a lot of circuit races as well. The problem with circuit racing, you get off the plane, go to the circuit, to the hotel, to the circuit, to the airport.
Yeah.
Rallying, you get out in the middle of nowhere. The most amazing rally I've ever done, an interesting rally. I did the Rally of the Incas, which is in Peru.
Right.
It is a 10-day rally. I did it in a Mitsubishi Evo 9.
Right.
I'd seen something about this rally, and I thought it sounds something really interesting. And Tim Ashton, I say, who was running my cars at that time, went out to Peru, met up with a team. We tied up with a team, a local team, a guy called Raul Orlandi, who was in Peru a national hero. Every time we went to a restaurant, people wanted selfies, autographs, and he's great guy. And so I decided, I was going to do this rally, but the rally's so long, you couldn't really do a recce,
right?
Because the stages would be, there was over 10 days. There was five stages, but every day was a stage, and every day was about sort of 500 to 600 kilometres.
Really?
So you would refuel mid-stage,
right?
And you would change tyres mid-stage. So we had 3 pickup trucks with fuel, which would on back of the pickup trucks, which would, when we arrived at the service, they would literally dump the fuel into the tank. Totally dangerous, and change fuel, and also have a pee, because in the car, because we're in we're going to about 9,000 metres, so I was on oxygen. So
really?
So I'd have oxygen. So what you'd find is...
How would you have that fed through the helmet then? Did you have like a...
So you'd go up your nose, like you had pipes up your nose.
No way.
So it's strapped through your overalls, up your nose. But the problem is you can't get out of the car, because you're attached to the oxygen bottle. Right. And so if you want to have a pee, you have to pee in a bottle.
Oh, do you? I thought there was going to be the seat. I thought this was going to be a Nelson Piquet thing.
So no. I saw, some drivers have nappies, but I wasn't really into wearing a nappy. I've grown out of nappies. And so I come into the service, and I remember guys, mechanics shouting, sorry, I want water, and I had a pee, so I have a pee in a bottle, and then hand it over, and the guy thought it was water, and I went, oh
no, Lucasade, new drinks brand, is it? Hey, try this. This is a new specialist line. So it's really good for you.
Yeah, so you have to. So, but when I arrived there, so you couldn't do a recce, but I thought, well, I'll recce the first day, which was a full day, and it was the most incredible day I've ever had in rally on a recce, because we arrived and they closed the road because they were repairing the roads, and my co-driver was local, and he said, they closed the roads, but we can get through. We have to go and see the police. And he went to see the police. Like, we can use the road, but we have to give a bribe. So okay, what do we got? They wanted $50 or whatever it was, and so we gave the police a bribe. He said, but the police have to come with you. So one of the police got on the back of the recce car with a machine gun, and off we went literally into the Andes. And I'm thinking, shit, so I'm here in the middle of the Andes, there's no network, I've got a guy with a machine gun in the back.
Hope he's on your side.
Oh,
hope he's not a corrupt.
Is he going to? He's going to get me, take me hostage. Because I'd already taken kidnapping ransom insurance when I'd gone there. Because
of it is well known.
It's certainly a dangerous place to be.
Yeah.
Sort of kidnapping westward. And I was saying to my co-driver, who was Peruvian, I said, is it? Are we safe? Oh yeah, don't worry, you're fine. Anyway, eventually we took him off and dropped him at the village, and he left us, and we were going over there like little wooden bridges, but these huge ravines.
Really?
Huge ravines, and it was all gravel, and there were these little like dog kennels with crosses on. I said, what are these little dog kennels with crosses? He said, oh, that's the way the people, where they go, fall over the road, the car crashes down and it's too far, so we leave the bodies of the car down the bottom and they go.
What?
And I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, what have I let myself
They just leave them there. Yeah, the cost of life is...
What have I... So Anyway, so I went to see the organisers of the rally after the recce, and I said, "You just tell me about just give me a bit of an idea about safety and stuff like that. What goes on?" He said, "Oh, yeah."
Have you done a risk assessment of this event?
Yeah, he said, don't worry, no problem. He says, we have ambulances. So, well, how many ambulances are there? Oh, we have 5 ambulances.
Over a 500 kilometre.
Yeah, I said, so you got one at the start of the stage, one at the end of the stage, 3 in the middle. I said, yeah, but it's 150 kilometres between. I said, well, he does not. I said, don't you have a helicopter or anything like that? Oh, no, we tried a helicopter. Look, hey, Manuel, get the photos of the helicopter. And show me his helicopter. This helicopter's crashed all over the mountain. There's people all there. He said, oh, you tried, but the problem is, it is too high. The helicopter cannot fly so high, and the helicopter crashed.
No.
And
you felt confident going into this rally then?
I said, so how dangerous is a rally? Oh, yeah, it's okay. Sometimes we have accidents. And the guy I was talking to, was the chairman of the rally, was in a wheelchair. And I said, so what happened to you? Oh, it was this rally. I said, I thought it might be. And I said, do many people die? Sometimes. Oh, what do you mean? Oh, and then they're all talking, oh, Manuel, Jose, and they're coming up with all these names of these
it's suddenly like reading like the Isle of Man or something.
I was like, God, what am I doing here? So I'm thinking, I just need to get out. But everybody was so nice, really friendly, and I was the only foreign competitor. Yeah. And so I thought, I just need to get out of it. And then they took me to this football stadium, because the first day was like this spectacular, super special, and so he showed me the course, and there was jumps and everything like that. That night I arrived at the stadium, and there was 60,000 people at the stadium. It was unbelievable.
Really?
Yeah. And
so it's like a national event then, really?
Oh, huge. Yeah, it's huge. And I was just gonna sort of pull the plug and make an excuse or something like that and leave. I thought, well, let's just see how it goes. And so I did the super special, and I actually won the super special against Raul, the hero. Yeah. And I was on the back of a truck, and it would say, Steve Perez, Campione Inglaterra, because I was British national champion at that time. And then they dragged me in the back of the car, and I'm driving through these streets. And the next thing, I'm on TV, and my wife was watching TV in the hotel, and I appeared on what's like news at 10, and talking, and I'm giving. I speak a little bit of Spanish. I was giving the interview in Spanish, and I thought, I can't. I'm like a national hero now. I can't leave. Yeah. So
now committed to going around down all these ravines.
I thought, well, you know what? I'll do the first stage and see how I get on. And I'll probably make an excuse about the car because it's really dangerous. So I thought I'd just take it steady. And I was telling my co-driver, I'm going to take it really steady. I'm just going to drive round, and I get to. And he said, okay. Anyway, so, but the thing is about being a rally driver, racing driver. Yeah. As soon as the flag goes down, boom. Yeah. I'm on it. Yeah. And my co-driver says, slow down. I don't know. Okay. And I won the first stage. How did it? Won the first stage. Yeah, but by the end of it, and then my main competitor, he retired. He went off and smashed his car. Who's Raul. Right.
And what car was he in?
He was in the Evo.
Evo as well.
Same car.
And I'm guessing he'd have known the stages if he was a local champion.
Yeah. But we anyway. So I carried on. And I carried on with the rally. And one thing, because Pedro said a lot of people suffer from altitude sickness, and the secret is over there. What I found, you have to take the cocoa tea, which is from the cocaine leaves they make a tea.
Right.
I didn't suffer from any altitude sickness. I slept well.
Really? You slept well as well?
I slept absolutely fantastic.
Wow.
Some people have real trouble. But
so it's got a relation to cocaine.
When you go to any of your hotels, you arrive at the reception, and we'd always have a cocoa tea. So you have a cocoa tea. Right. You have the cocoa tea. I said, God, I need to import this to Newcastle. So now you'll get locked up.
Really? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So. And the last day of the rally is just amazing because you go down the Pan American Highway.
Right.
And what they do, in rallying, what they do is normally see the fastest cars first and the slowest cars last.
Right.
Well, on this last day, we see the slowest cars first
Right.
and the fastest cars last.
Right.
So we were last. And
Why do they do that? Why do they change it? It's
because they want a bit of a race. Because
Right.
the last day it's on the Pan American Highway.
Yeah.
So a lot of it's like a motorway.
Right.
And you're literally going through toll tunnels, toll booths, flat out, 100 miles an hour.
Right. And
And all the trucks are parked up. All everything's the whole
you're
road's
just cracking
closed.
on.
And you're cracking on. We have radios in the car, and you'd say, "It's Perez, it's atrás, okay, paseo por la izquierda." You know, pass from the left, and you go past because we're in a faster car, and generally in rallying people do let you pass.
Right, yeah.
And then you arrive at the town, and you just couldn't get through the town because it was just mobbed with people. It was
Massive event.
Massive experience.
Yeah, what a good life
lifetime.
experience.
Would I go back there? Great life experience.
What sort of year was this? It couldn't have been that long ago if it was Evo 9.
Yeah, so this would have, I'm guessing about 2008.
Right,
like that.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. And it's a great car.
You're going to take the Stratos there then? And
Great car.
1970s, aluminium roll cage. What can go wrong?
That was good, and I've done four safari rallies, which were amazing. You know, to go and do. I mean, the first time it was absolutely a live experience.
Shall I leave it here for you?
Perfect.
Actually,
Yeah,
that's
we'll
probably
break off and
great,
grab some grub, shall we? That's probably the nicest steak sandwich. I'm not just saying that because the cameras are running. That was actually genuinely one of the.
Keep it running.
Yeah, that was one of the nicest steak sandwiches. I think I'll come back here any time actually. Maybe on a brighter day.
There's a beautiful view down the valley there actually, which you can't see. Hence the big window we put in.
I can't remember where we got up to the conversation. You just mentioned there about where rallying's at nowadays, and
obviously I spent a lot of time in four-wheel drive cars, and I had a great time, and like the modern Focus and four-wheel drives, great car, easy to drive, but I'd always loved the Stratos, and I spent 20 years trying to get this Stratos to work.
Right.
And spent so much because
what were the issues with it?
engine, gearbox mainly, and you just can't buy parts for Lancia Stratos. Everything's got to be made. So every time the engine blew up, it was off. It was out of competition for at least a year, sometimes longer. But the reason I wanted the Stratos, I see the spectators out there. I see the passion, the love for two-wheel drive cars, and much as I'd love my time in a four-wheel drive car, you can't beat here in a Ford Escort or a Lancia Stratos or in the forest, go inside. It's a great spectacle.
Yeah.
And the way rallying's going now, the historic rallying, they're allowing four-wheel drive cars to compete.
Right.
And two-wheel drive cars can't compete with the four-wheel drive car, particularly on gravel.
Yeah.
And what we need to do is change the regulation so you have no problem having four-wheel drive cars compete, but we need to compete in their own rallies and their own classes. There are in their own classes, but it's a completely different rally.
What sort of stuff is competing then? What sort of years?
So it's kind of late nights, it's like Mitsubishi's, like they're even allowing Gallants, and even allowing Evo 4s in now.
Right. And they're just got so much more traction and.
It's all about traction, particularly on gravel. You've got traction. You've also got the problem with more modern cars is how how do you police them, because with electronics and stuff like that, there's no way scrutineers these days can check the legality of those cars. Whereas with more analog cars, which is kind of you have 3 4-wheel drive cars. It's quite easy to check. You know, you check the cubic capacity, and all right, people can do bits and bobs, but there's very little essentially you can do. But you can do a lot with a management system. You can do a lot with a turbo to make the cars really fast. But yeah, keep those cars running by all means. But we need to separate the two, the modern cars from classic cars to historic cars, and and the great days of rallying, the golden days of rallying, were the 70s and 80s.
Yeah. So what you're thinking, that if they introduce, well, keeping on with the 4-wheel drives, what you're going to say then, people aren't going to be able to compete outright for that rally, and so therefore it's going to make people just less interested. So at the moment, I'm guessing it's really popular. I mean, from what I've seen on the Roger Albert Clark rally, it's just like...
Well, it's great pointed question. Roger Albert Clark had 200 entries, capacity entry. The entry fee was £5,000.
Right.
Only 2-wheel drive cars allowed.
Yeah.
Because it means anybody's got the chance of winning. Yeah, because really, a badly driven 4-wheel drive car can win a rally in a gravel rally. But a well-driven car, even a well-driven 2-wheel drive car, can't beat a 4-wheel drive car.
Yeah,
with a half decent driver.
Yeah.
You just separate them, because the danger is he's just going to kill off the 2-wheel drive cars. The guys are going to say, well, it's hardly worth getting out there.
Well, you're then going to say, well, okay, well, I need to upgrade to a 4-wheel drive, and then you're taking away the essence of what the championship is about, right? About where do you stop with that?
And the cost of it as well. You look at the you look at the cost of keeping a 4-wheel drive car. It's huge compared to a 2-wheel drive car.
Yeah.
Not a Stratos. The cost of keeping a Stratos going is huge.
Yeah. So what did you eventually do with the Stratos? How did you manage to get it?
Well,
keep working.
We've got a great guy in it racing who's building the engines now.
Right.
Doing a fantastic job. Keeping it reliable.
So it's mainly was the weak point the engine, was it?
Gearbox as well.
Right.
Gearbox a big problem. The gearbox I think we've now sorted. I mean, it used to be a night. I used to go on and you go and do 10 rallies and not have a problem.
Right.
And then gearbox failure.
Right.
And then gearbox failure. One thing it used to do, it used to stick in 2nd or 3rd gear, and you couldn't. There was a quick fix, but it involved dropping the sump guard and then we were at Sweet Lamb doing some testing, and it did it. We hit a particular bump, and it locked in 3rd gear.
Right.
Couldn't change. Came by, the guys fixed it in 10 minutes. Went round, hit the same corner again, the same bump, did it again. And we did it. We replicated it, and it was, for some reason, when it hit a particular type bump, a particular amount of G.
Yeah.
That car has got a mind of its own.
Right, yeah.
And it's the only car that really tried to kill me. I was on the Ypres Rally 8 years ago now, and they were refueling the car, and basically there was an accident and the car exploded.
Oh, really?
I was sat minding my own business, which I shouldn't have been. I should have been told to get out of the car. But I didn't kind of realise that, and literally the whole car exploded, and I thought, oh, I don't want to die in a fire.
Yeah.
Is this how it's going to be? I jumped out of the car. Eventually, I got up and I ran.
Was it enveloped in flames in the inside? Was it?
Yeah, it started in the engine bay and it came underneath as fuel. There must have been a lot of fuel, on the ground, and it came into the compartment, the passenger compartment, and I got out and I ran for it, and people were trying to get hold of me. And some people running away from me.
Really?
But then some guys fortunately got hold of me.
What? Because you were on fire, were
Because
you?
I was on fire, yeah. I'll show you the pictures later.
Well, send me them. I'll put them on screen if you've got any of
Yeah,
them.
you probably don't want to do that.
Right. Okay.
They got me onto a bank, and I was just in a lot of pain. I mean, fortunately, Paul Spooner, my co-driver, had gotten out of the car, and he said, "You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay." I thought, "Yeah, I know I'm alive."
Yeah.
I thought I was going to. I thought
it was going
I was
to
going to die. I thought I was going to die, and. Only that I could see my hands, the sort of skin was coming off my hands, and my head was really hurting. I said, my hands are really, and my head was hurting because I got my overalls on. I didn't have my gloves or my helmet or my balaclava because this was a refuel section on a road section,
right.
So you didn't have to wear your helmet or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then eventually the medics came and said, okay, and it just kept saying, put water. And one of the things, if anybody has any burns, because what really saved me was the fact that this guy knew something about it and he kept pouring water on me.
Right.
Just kept pouring water.
Yeah.
And because you continue to burn beneath your skin.
Is that right? Is that what happens? Yeah, because when they get burns victims, from what I understand, into the hospital, it's just you've got to keep everything moist all the time, right? They put like gel packs and just everything moist.
And anyway, the medic came and said, oh, and this was, I got scared again because he said, oh, I just want to look down your mouth because make sure you haven't breathed anything in. I thought, oh God, I've thought of Nicky Lauda.
Yeah.
Have I burnt my lungs or anything?
Yeah.
And he said, oh, I think that's okay. He said, we just want to go and give you a little injection now just to calm you down. And he's kind of cut you over. I said, yeah, do what you like, mate, And he gave me a little injection, and I woke up 3 weeks later after being. The airlifted me to Ghent Hospital, burns unit. I was put into an induced coma, for 3 weeks. During the hospital time, I contracted pneumonia, and then.
Was that related to the accident? Related to the burns? Or
you know what? We don't know. We don't.
Yeah.
The doctor said, I don't understand how he's got pneumonia. He said he hasn't brought it in. He hasn't brought it in through this hospital. I was a bit of a mess, So, but fortunately, I'm here, and all credit to the doctors and nurses. They did a fantastic job. They were just amazing out there. Absolutely, amazing. And as a result of which. The regulations were unclear, but now it's absolutely mandatory that crew have got to be out of the car during refueling in rallying.
Yeah.
You've got to be out of the car.
Yeah.
People get fed up. It's all your fault. We've got to mess around, get out of the car. And
you don't realise. I funny enough, I was just looking at an old memory that from 2008. I raced a sports prototype, a CM car, and it was a 3-hour race we were doing at Snetterton. Halfway through, we'd refuel, and it was a dump. So you dump 20 or 25 litres dump churn.
Yeah.
And what had happened is, so the dump churns have got like 2 ribs on them. And one rib is where the kind of neck of the filler goes, which connects to the car, and then there's a flexi hose between the two. So you've got a flexi hose that goes onto the actual dump churn itself. Someone had put a Jubilee clip; it had gone the wrong side of the rib, so they'd put it on thinking that it's put the pipe on, but it should go on the other side of the rib. Then it holds it on because obviously if it's a Jubilee clip that's tight, it will stop the rubber pipe from popping off. They put it the wrong side. Probably a junior mechanic not thinking about it, not knowing any better. And when they went to dump the churn into the car, as it dumped, it just went like that. And it was either 20 or 25 litres went all over this car, and it was literally it just come in after doing 3/4 of an hour on the circuit. And it stopped. Luckily, the rule was no driver in the car, so there's quite a good photo of me looking like I'm moonwalking backwards away from this car with like 20 feet flames in front of it. It's similar sort of thing, like you don't realise the danger until and it just suddenly goes. Hot exhaust and all that. Yeah. I'm just thinking we've got about 15 minutes left, but one of the things that you said when we walked into the building is just something that's it's not specifically motor racing related, and actually, if people are watching this podcast and aren't remotely interested in politics, then now's the time to skip on. But so tell me so you've obviously come to a conclusion that the current government that are in power at the moment are not doing a good thing. What's led you to that? Because didn't you have some kind of meeting with I read somewhere that you had some kind of conversation with
Keir Starmer.
Keir Starmer
just prior to the election, and one of the big issues we have in hospitality are business rates. Business rates were already sky high, and the Labour were talking about, part of it was in their manifesto, to change the whole thing about business rates, because it's, for a start, nobody really understands how they get to the number on business. Anybody who's got a business premises will know what I'm talking about. If you just seem to pluck this number out of the sky, it's partly turnover led, it's something to do with hotels, what star rating you have, what improvements you might make. It's a property tax. And hotels, in the last budget, hotels and pubs got up to, our hotels got 115% rates increase.
Really? In the last budget?
In the last budget, yeah.
Oh my God. What was the thinking behind that? Why did they do that?
Because this is the rating valuation. Now, most hotels and pubs are not making any money. Now, as in a paradox, what my drinks warehouse, got a 3% increase, which, fair enough, I accept. My offices, where the drinks offices are, we got a 5% decrease, but the hotels, and pubs have been getting between 50 and 100% increase, 150% increase. So I was part of the movement. I didn't start it. Another guy started it in Bournemouth, Andy Lennox started. So I'm going to ban Labour MPs from my pub. And I said, that's a good idea. I'm going to do the same thing.
Yeah, and it's quite funny apart from anything.
Yeah, and you think, well, people say that's petty and all that kind of stuff. But you know what? It's had more impact than anything. We have trade associations who lobby government and all the rest of it. But this is the ground up, and this is coming from the ground up. And my concern is, we're a big business. My hotels don't make a lot of money, really. They break even. It's very tough, right? But my concern is, for a lot of these, I've grown up, in pubs. I was born, I've been lived in the pub. My concern is a lot of these smaller pubs are not going to survive, and the government are just getting. This government are getting so hard on independent business. I was at a meeting yesterday, and now they're talking about a tourist tax on hotels, as if we're not paying enough tax.
A what tax?
A tourist tax. So basically, they call it a levy.
Tourist tax.
Every time you stay in a hotel, at wherever it might be £1, £5, or whatever, which you pay, in tax.
So the strange thing. I mean, God, I don't know that much about politics. I know that the current ones are doing some pretty strange things, and I know that they're not particularly popular. One of the things that I don't understand is I don't understand career politicians, people that have mainly been politicians. And for me, okay, so I'm going to mention Donald Trump. Whether you like him, whether you don't like him, one thing is that he has done is he's run a business. For good or for bad, he might not have run it brilliantly, but he's run a business. And for me, the philosophy behind that is people that have run businesses, people like yourself, for instance, they know how to get shit done. They know how to make money, they know how to get people to do shit for them, and they know how to build stuff. And so for me, it's like, I don't understand why anyone would vote for a career politician ahead of someone who's built and achieved something in life. Do you get what I mean?
I think one of the problems is they don't pay them enough. People say we pay them too. It's completely opposite. They need to pay, because pay peanuts, get monkeys.
Get monkeys, yeah.
Right, and you're not going to get anybody from business going to be a politician who's successful in business and turned 100 grand a year.
Yeah.
Now, they should be a politician, an MP should be on at least 250 grand a year.
Yeah.
And the Prime Minister should be on at least £1 million a year.
Yeah.
You get the CEO, the chief executive of Derbyshire County Council's on 200 grand a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You don't mind that. You'd pay willing. This is what is. I think it probably people have a psychological stumbling. It's a philosophical thing, but you wouldn't mind paying someone X if they're going to achieve Y. Do you see what I mean? If they're going to save like X billion or make X billion for the country, like grow the country, create businesses, make things grow, then absolutely pay them that. And that's because you're paying for their expertise, paying for their competence.
Yeah.
I don't understand. But so I think we're heading into an era where business people are going to get more and more involved in politics. And I think Orange Man across the water has probably helped things from that point of view.
Yeah, I remember listening to an interview on TV, and some guy said, why are you going to vote for Trump? Well, he's a businessman and he knows how to get things done. And actually, you'd never hear anybody saying that. They'll say, in the UK, they say, businessmen, all they think about is profit or whatever. But we do kind of know how to get things done.
Yeah.
And you see the councils, you see the state of the roads. We've got. You wouldn't run the business the way the councils run business.
Yeah.
You see them, they get there at 10 o'clock, they have a cup of tea, they do a few hours work and they leave at 2:30.
Yeah.
If that was a proper business, it wouldn't survive.
Yeah.
And the state of this, and I do a lot of travelling around the world, and the state of the,
how long it takes them to do a bloody stretch of road, and you're going to get roadworks that are done like will be ready in spring 2027. Just like, Christ, if this was China, they'd have that stretch of road done within about a week.
If it was anywhere, I've got a house in Mallorca, and they do a lot of work there. The roads get done all the time. They get new tarmac on.
Yeah.
And they work through the night. They work through the night, so they don't close the roads. And then 8 o'clock the roads reopen, and it closes at night. But here, there's no impact. There's no impact on the general. The general population and the damage it does to the economy, but everybody's sat in traffic jams.
Yeah.
And, we've got to get things like that. And we just need a whole rethink of the whole
what we're doing,
political
getting things done.
We just kind of accept, another road works, more traffic lights, more 50 mile an hour.
Yeah.
We just
roll your eyes.
How it is.
Yeah. Just like you say, accept how it is. It's interesting, actually. I'm reading Elon Musk's autobiography, and one of the things that he noticed that NASA were doing is they were giving contracts to, I think it was Boeing, to create this spacecraft, but there was no penalties for late arrival of product or late development of products. In fact, it was the other way around. They were actually giving them bonuses for extending the development of the product. It's like, what the hell are you doing? So hence the reason why he's just going to say, well, I can do that. I can do it this quickly, and it's going to be the 10th of the price, and I'm going to get it done. And guess who's like now the main player in? It's like something like 85%. It's over 80% of all rockets that are sent into space are by SpaceX now.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's done it because he's a businessman.
He's
knows
a
how to
private,
get shit done.
But unfortunately, you see that what's happening in the health service and stuff like that. It's too big. The whole national health is too. I was reading something the other day. I think we pay 4 times as much for a loaf of bread than you would do, as a big hotel group or something like that.
Yeah.
It's all grown, far too big.
Well, it's inefficiencies, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's like, you take a good business person, they will get rid of the inefficiencies straight away. They just go straight for the bottom line.
Well, there's no. I see what happens in other countries where I'm not saying get rid of the national health, because you have to look after people who can't afford it, but people who are working, I see what happens in other countries. You have to pay into an insurance. The employer employer pays health insurance, and they pick their health provider, and they make sure they get the best health providers, for their employees. And it's unacceptable to have to wait, more than 24 hours for a doctor's appointment. And they say, right, we're going to move health provider. Or it's unacceptable to be waiting years for an operation.
Yeah.
So okay.
Or waiting for a doctor's appointment for like 2 or 3 weeks, particularly when they're then supplying them to an immigrant hotel. But anyway.
But we are all paying for that. It's not free.
Yeah.
We are all as taxpayers are all paying for it, and the service should be better.
Yeah. It should work. It should be efficient. But if you put someone who's, like you say, pay someone well that's achieved good things in life in businesses, stick them in and let them go.
And that's why a lot of people, people can afford it, are going down the private system because that's the only way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why do you think it is that more business people don't get involved in politics? Don't try and, because like Farage, for example, my understanding is that his background is in investment banking or something, but he's made a business, he's created a business, he's made wealth. I mean, why do you think that business people don't get involved as much? One
thing I don't like about politics is I've been sat on various committees and also including Motorsport UK and that kind of thing. I'm used to running a business, and I listen to what everybody says and say, right, we're doing it that way. Somebody makes a decision. I won't say I'm a dictator, but say it's not a democracy. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, and you don't run a business as a democracy.
Yes.
You run a business. Somebody who's in charge, right? You listen to it. I'm not an autocrat, but I listen to what everybody says. Take it on board, and I don't say, well, 2 people say that, 3. Let's have a vote for it.
Yeah.
Right. That's what we're going to do.
And
then somebody has to make. And actually, the buck stops here.
Yeah.
That's how you run a business.
Yes.
Politics, well, it's a democracy. We live in a democracy, don't we?
Yeah.
But somehow Trump manages, because he's only got a slim majority in the houses, and he somehow.
But he's doing for good or for bad, whether you like him or he's doing the things that he said he was going to do, and that's really rare for a politician. Certainly,
when I've been over there and I've spoken to people in business, everybody says, "We're voting Trump. We're voting Trump." And when I first went over there, before his first
term.
Yeah, of course it was. In the UK it was like a joke. Well, Trump, imagine Trump being
they're not going to let him in.
They'll never ever. And I was expecting people. I said, what about Trump then? Expecting them to come back. Oh yeah, he'll never get.
Yeah.
He's going to be our new president. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, everybody in it's going to vote. Really? And
well, look where Farage was like 3-4 years ago. It just nowhere, and it was a bit of a national joke.
I think he'll be our new Prime Minister.
I think so.
Yeah, I really do. Yeah, yeah, I really do.
What if are you historically a Conservative voter, or are you a Labour voter, or Liberal?
Well, you know what? I don't want to say I'm a Conservative. I don't want to sort of. But I tell you what, in the Blair years, I remember voting Labour because actually. I thought those Blair years economically were fantastic.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, really. They really promoted business and investment and long-term investment.
Yeah.
And my business.
So you go for policy then, as opposed to sort of philosophical or
Look, I'm in business. I look what party is going to be best for. For my business, and I've got a response. I employ 450 people. I said, well, what is going to help my business, and my team and their families. Everything out round the edges. I'm not too bothered, and that's why. And look, I only get involved. Get involved in terms of politics, in terms of things which affect my industry, which is hospitality and drinks.
Yeah.
The whole view of, I might have a view, but that's just a personal view. I'm not gonna go on GB News talking about that.
Yeah.
But I have got and I have got a voice, and people don't always agree with me, and that's great. Actually, people don't agree with me.
Don't have to agree, but as long as they respect you, and I think that's the thing. And you can't not respect someone who's achieved what you've achieved, and I think that more power to you for that. And that's it's good that you've been outspoken like that, because a lot of people who don't or haven't achieved those things or aren't in that position would be afraid to say things, you know.
And sometimes people say, you know, do you want to do that? Look, there's always going to be somebody who's going to criticise, you know, or you know, like you know, I know you've been filming me, you know, in the Ferrari and stuff like that. You know, somebody will say something about derogatory about.
You'll always get that.
Yeah, but you know, I don't care. You know,
you work hard.
I've worked
You've grown
hard.
a business.
I built my business, and you know, I enjoy.
Like you say, employ 400 odd people.
Yeah, and you know, and I started off in a white van, and now, hopefully, I'm a good employer. I look after my team, and I say we're a family business. Seb's working in the business now, which means, but when I say a family business, I look at my business in a way that you see me here. I know as many as 450 people that work for me. Names, I do my best to remember. We do care about our people. We do look after people. I hope. We pay as much wages as we can afford. We give. We're not like difference with PLC. PLC businesses, all they want to do, it's all about profits. That's how it works. Provide money for the show. It's only about money. We're thinking long term. That's why one of the other Labour policies is the inheritance tax on business. They want to bring in a tax on family businesses, which will kill all family businesses. You have second generation, third generation family businesses. They'll get sold to multinationals, probably get sold abroad.
So that's where the issue is with it, because when you sell it on, then you have to give them a chunk of money there and then. It's like, how do you do that out of a business that's
and it's unaffordable? You take any business. We don't have a pile of cash. Well, and if we did have a pile of cash, we'd be investing it back into our business. We don't have a pile of cash. So if I die. And if you said, whatever number, pick a number, 50 million, 20 million, even if it was, if you valued my business at say 50 million, we haven't got 10 million pounds sat around to pay the government. And even if you say, you can pay it over 10 years, well, we haven't got £1 million to pay the government over.
So that's £1 million quid a year.
And if
then,
we
isn't
did
it?
have £1 million, it means that our business is going to be stifled. Compared to the PLC business that don't have to pay those, or our foreign competitors. We've got lots of foreign competitors.
It's such a strange way of thinking of persecuting the family-run business, because always, if you go to a garage, if you go to a pub, if you go to any business at all, it's the family-run business that you gravitate towards, because they always give you the best service, always the best after-sales service, and you always go towards the family businesses. They're always the best businesses to go to. It's a bizarre policy. Well, Steve, thank you very much. I think we're bang on time. So thank you.
Cool.
I really appreciate you giving me your time. It's been great.
Anthony.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Marvellous. What a lovely pub. I am certainly going to come back here again. It's absolutely lovely. Check out the ambience here. What a lovely pub. Way out the stately home gates now. What an absolutely lovely fella, and fascinating conversation. I absolutely love that. Drinks company, pub owner, hotel owner. Shout out to Peak Edge Hotel as well, and Red Lion Pub. I think I got that right. What an absolutely lovely venue. That would be amazing on a summer's day, looking over the valley there, and the food was to die for. So thanks to those guys for their warm hospitality, and sorry to spring a video crew of one person straight on you just like that. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and share it with your friends, and we'll see what we can bring you in the future. And don't forget, in the meantime, keep it pinned, don't lift off.